the values in HTML PHP page. See here, whatever the post method we use in the HTML file, we are using the same post method here. Similarly, if you use get you will see the I will show you the difference between get and post. See here we are not getting any type of information in the URL, you can see here, right? But whereas when we see in the URL you can see these parameters. All the parameters passed to the control. See here you can see this caramel payment tag, everything is passed in the URL. So whether you pass something like a passwords or which must be very secure, you must not use a get method. And one more thing is, if you use some method, you don't know what method you have used in this HTML file, but you want to fetch the data in your PHP file, then you can use $_request. This is also a global variable where you can use to fetch the data. Windows also same, where whatever the get method is passing while using the get method, we are passing the variables in the URL. Similarly, in the request also we will pass the we can pass the variables and we can get the information. Okay, even you can use here request also. This is how we will use the form. To create the form, we will use variables like $_get, $_post, $request. What properties of Java do you want to use? What do you mean by that? I mean, can you explain more on this question? L6, campus L6. See, to be clear, different languages are different. You can't combine all these languages. Like Java is different, Java syntax is different. Maybe you can do something like that. For if you have multiple integrities in the application, like front end is there, back end is there, middleware is there, then you can use different types of technologies to build all these middleware or front end or back backend, but you can't use the properties of one program in the in other program. But there may be similar type of features in the same in other languages also. See, in the HTML page, whatever the variable you declare, that is get or whatever the method you declare, get or post or request, you can use request in the PHP file and you can fetch the data. You can use for anything, both the post or get. And you can even declare request also, method as a request, and even you can get the data in the PHP file. Is it clear? Any more questions? See, post method and request and getter of similar types. Okay. URL will be passed whenever the variables parameters are there, that will be passed in the URL when you are using get and post, get and request. If you use post, then parameters will not be visible in the URL. It will be hidden and it will be passed to the next page where the action is going to happen. Okay. If you don't know whatever the method that you have used in HTML file, you can directly use request and you can get the data. But if you use some get in the HTML file and if you try to fetch the data using $_post, it won't work. Post is used for security purpose, whereas get it's insecure. Is it clear or any more questions? Very important topic in PHP, and it is very easy to handle the files also in PHP. We have different options to handle in this feature. Like here you can see PHP read file. This is the one of the functions where you can read the file and write the output to its buffer. Okay, example here webdictionary.txt is the file name. So when you use this read file of this webdictionary.txt, then all the are displayed in the output. All the information in this txt file will be displayed as the output. See here you can see there is a break in the lines. There are different types of abbreviations here, but when you see the output, all these are in a single line. There is no break, there is no new line character. So whatever the text is there in the file, it is read by character and it is displayed in the output. Similarly, we have fopen, like open, read, close of the files. You can use fopen for opening a file. Next here you can see the example. If I want to open a file, I will give in this format. Here R means this is a parameter which is passed. It is a variable type, like whether to give the access for read only or write only. This type of access parameter. If that file is not able, we are unable to open, then we are using die function to show that we are unable to open the file. Similarly, fread, this function is used to read, and fclose is used to close the file. See, as I told you, these access parameters, here we use here we use the access parameter, right? So here we have different types of abbreviations for each and everything. Like R means only read-only file, W means only write, A means open a file for write only, X means creates a new file for write only. If it returns false if an error if file already exists. Like means if you want to create new file, we use X. If already the file exists, then it returns false and an error will be displayed. Similarly, R plus, this will be useful for read and write. File pointer starts at the beginning of the file. So whenever you use R plus, the file pointer goes to it. Similarly, W plus erases all the contents. It is like if the file already has some content, it erases all the content and the file pointer starts at the beginning of the file. Similarly, A plus, file data is preserved. So that means if you don't want to clear the data, then you have to use A plus, and the file pointer starts at the end of the file. So whenever you don't want to change any content in the file and you want to add something new, then you have to use A plus. Similarly, X plus, this creates a new file for read and write. Returns false and an error if the file already exists. So similarly, X plus is also for creating a new file for read and write, whereas X is only for write. These are the different types of access parameters that we have to F open when you are using when you are trying to open your file. Fread, this fread is a function that is used to read from an open file. So here we have the syntax for that. Fread, here $file name, file size, webdictionary.txt. So whenever you use this function, that file will be read and that will be open, that will be saved to my file, $my file. Similarly, once you open the any text file, you have to, it's mandatory that you close that. Already we have discussed, right? Resource variables. This is the resource variable and it's mandatory to close the resource variable. Once you open the resource, you have to close it. Otherwise there will be some leakages. So fgetS. If you want to read a single line, then you use fgetS. Similarly, fgetC. If you want to read character by character, then you have to go for fgetC. Similarly, end of file. So end of the file checks if the file is if the file has reached to end. So if we don't know the length of the file, then we have to use this end of the file and we can get to know that whether it is the end of the file or. As I told you, fgetC. This is used for fetching character by character. Any questions on this? Any questions on? Any questions on file opening, reading and closing? See, for file opening you have fopen, for file close you have fclose. But for reading we have different types of functions like fgetS, fgetC. And if you want to find the end of the file, you go to eof. These are the functions that are available in your PHP where you can use for handling files. So now you have to create a file and write into it. So once if you want to create a file and you write into it, we have to check whether the file is already open, it's already existing or not. Then we have to open the file and then you have to give the some functionality like write access or write plus read access, something like that. So here we are trying to open the file test file.txt with a write access. See, F-write is something like function which is used to write the text to the existing file. Here in the example we are trying to open new file.txt with right axis, and here we have the text with some text.do, and F-write is a function where you want to input this text to this file. So here we are giving the $file as the variable name, and we are passing this text parameter. And we are closing the file. This is how we write. Any questions on this file reading and writing? Can you continue the question, Shri Prakash, for writing to the file? What you are expecting? Okay, fine. So next topic is like a file upload. Actually, file upload we can example, if you want to upload some images, if you want to write something, if you want to if you want to in Facebook we have our avatars. So if you want to upload your images, we use something like upload option. So here in PHP also we have this type of feature, we can upload the images. In configurations, actually once your web server web package is installed, we have two important, that is php.ini. In PHP folder it will be there. Are you able to see the screen? Here, this file php.ini file contains the information like file upload size, next session time, cookies time. This information, all this information like error handling, whatever the information that is required in PHP, that information will be there in php.ini. Like MySQL, real files, everything information will be stored in this php.ini. Similarly, one more file that is related to Apache, httpd-conf. I told you that root will be there, right? This information will be there in http.conf file. Document root. See here, Bitnami Apache to htdocs. See here, this is the path where all our files will be stored. These two are very important files where all the configurations will be stored related to Apache and PHP. So in php.ini we have one option called file upload size. See here we have the option file upload temporary directory. When you upload a file, this it will be stored in a temporary folder like Bitnami PHP temporary folder, and the maximum size of the file size, whatever the file you are uploading, that must be of 40 MB, and files uploads 20 files you can upload at a time. Within a single week you can up to 20 files. So these are the configurations related to file uploading php.ini file. So when you go to this form handling, this is very simple. See, here we are writing some upload function. This is the actual page where we write the functionality. Here method is post. Here we have to use encrypt type. Encrypt type is like whatever the data you are uploading, that type of encrypt type we have to inform here. And this is input type. This is a file. Input type is file, and the name is file to upload. This is submit. So value will be like upload image and name submit. Okay, when you upload this, when you click on the submit button, you go to the upload.php file, where complete information will be there about this, how to handle this file, where to store, everything will be there in this upload.php file. See here, target directory. This is the target directory where you want to store the your images. Okay, here example, if you keep all these files in a example folder, then uploads will be the folder that will be created, and this target file, whatever the file you are going to upload, that will be stored in the uploads file folder. So your $post of submit, the action will be done, whatever the parameters that are passed to the submit action, that will be coming here, and we will check the image size and everything, and check if $check is not equal to false. So then we will check some conditions that a file is not an image, a file is an image. We can use this type of functions, and we can check whether check my means what is the type of the file is there that will be displayed. So this is how we do the upload of an image or anything, upload a file or anything. This is very easy, but it looks complex. It looks complex only. So complicated. It is very, if you just get into that, it will be very easy. Looking at the code, we can see that, oh, it's very tough, but when you try to understand, it is very easy. So next. These are related to files. So next topic is cookies. Cookies and sessions. So these are the two topics. Before we go into the topic, I want to say that differences between cookies and sessions. We have the HTTP request. So whenever you send a server, there will be response. See, when cookies consider, or HTTP request consider that each and every request is individual request. Okay. Example. Base name function in parallel. Here in the first example we have base name of etc. So sudos.d. See here, when you try to get the base name sudos, this is the path where we are getting. Similarly, base name end of the file sudos d. Pass the base name is nothing but when you are base path, we can say the base path. Example, if your folder structure in a HTTP localhost / something here, we see the path right. Bitnami is there, Apache 2 is there, htdocs is there. In these examples are there. This here, see Bitnami, Apache 2, htdocs. This is the base name, like base path. So whenever you are uploading the file base, what is the file name or what is the base where the file is located, this information will be given using this base name. Two more questions. Yes, we have to write a HTML file. We can write in the same file also, but you have to write as actions in the same file. You can develop like popcorn.php file within a single file, and you have to submit the action also in the same page. See, there you have seen the action, right? Or action popcorn.php is there. Here popcorn.php is there, action. If you don't want to write in file popcorn.php, and you can write this form action also popcorn.php here. That means if you keep hash, it will call the same page instead of calling other page. If you want to call the same page, you just keep action as hash. Then the request will be in the same page. Security issues, as I told you, security issues will be there if you build with the core PHP. If you don't want to use any type of frameworks or content management systems and you want to go with the core PHP, we have security issues, so it's better to use HTTPS request. Any more questions? Is it clear? Jntuk Kakinada? So any more questions? So next topic, as I told you, sessions and cookies. We have HTTP request. Any HTTP request is considered as a single request. Whatever the request we send and the response is considered as the single request. So whenever if you want to maintain some information like student information, I have logged into the website, and throughout the transaction my information must be available. So then I will store the information in session, and this information, wherever I want to call the $_session of this user ID, my information will be displayed. Who is the current user, who is working on that complete information will be displayed using sessions concept. Similarly, cookies are like some information. This is stored at the client browser. Okay, now I have sent some request, and server has sent me some response. but again I have to send one more request. But server must know that this is the same request which I received from some machine. So cookies will append some value whenever they are sending the request to the server. They will append some value to the request and they will send it to the server. And server server checks this information. Server checks that variable and try to understand this is the same request from which I received the last request, and sends the information based on that. So cookies are browser dependent, whereas servers are sessions are server based. Cookies are stored at browser level. If you see at the browser settings, there will be option enable cookies, delete cookies, clear cookies. These type of options will be there. So whenever you want to clear the information of cookies, you go to the browser and you can clear that. Whereas sessions, this will be stored at the server side. So you can set some time for the sessions, and if the session is idle, you may get some time your session is idle for long duration, your session has expired. This type of some text we get whenever you are using some web applications. So these are the concepts of session. So whenever you want to store the information about the transactions that you are doing, we will use these two types of cookies or sessions. For storing the information at the server side, we use sessions, whereas cookies at the browser side, that is client side. Okay, so as I told you, a cookie is a small file that the server embeds on each user's computer. So this information will be stored at the client side. So in our computer, this information will be stored. So this is how we set the cookie, set cookie. This is the function, set cookie name, value, and expiry. This whenever you want to, example, you want a cookie session, cookie time to be 2 hours, 3 hours, we will define this value here, and remaining all are optional. So here this is the example. This is the cookie name user, cookie value Zondio, set cookie name, cookie value, and time. I am setting the time for 1 day. I am setting this. If you come tomorrow, example, today I have used this example, and tomorrow when you come back, this cookie will be expired because we have set the time as 1 day. So here we can check whether if any cookies are set or not. This is the global variable $_cookie, and this gives the information of all the cookies that are set on this browser. If you want to modify a cookie, you can do that also. You can just set cookie with the name, with the cookie value, and even you can say mention the expiry date also. You can even modify that also. See, and one more thing is, if you want to delete a cookie, you will set the time back. Here, see, set cookie user. This is key name, and value is empty, and the time we kept minus 3600 seconds. So that means it is set back to 1 hour back. That means a session, this cookie will be expired, and we are deleting that cookie. Okay. Are you able to see it? So this is how we set the cookie. cookie name, cookie value, cookie expired, and that means the duration of this cookie, path, domain, security, HTTP only. This is a request type what we are using. All these parameters are optional. Only these two, name and value and expiry date, that is these are three mandatory. So here we are using cookie name as user and the cookie value as John Dio, and we are setting the cookie, and the value of this cookie will be around one day, because we are giving the time equal to current time plus 86,400 into 30. So it is a set to 1 day. Sorry, 1 month. 86,400 into 1 day is it's equal to 1 day, and into 1 month. When you come back after 1 month, this cookie will not be available. So this is $_cookie is the global variable where we can get all the information about these cookies. And if you want to modify the cookie also, you can assign some other value instead of existing value. We can do that. So in the earlier user value is John Dio. Now the value is Alex. Similarly, here cookies can be deleted using set cookie with the time as minus 3600. It is that means it is a set back, so the cookie will be deleted. These are the functions that are relevant to the cookies. Any questions related to cookies? If you have any questions, please post. Next topic is sessions. So as I told you, these sessions are information that are stored in the server side, because we have to maintain complete transaction. As I told you may see something like welcome. When you log in, you see welcome your name with your name. This information will be stored in the session. So this information will be displayed. Welcome and your name will be displayed in all the pages. So this information will be carried out throughout the session. That means log in to log out till log out.
3220.
And if you won't log out, sometimes you will get the information like your session has expired. That means the session time is set there. So you receive that type of messages. So start is the function where you start the session, and session $_session is the global variable, PHP variable, where you can set the variables. So here in this example we are going to start the session_start. Here session_favorite color. I am assigning some favorite color to the session variable, and favorite animal as a cat. When you run this example, you will get these values wherever you require. See here, session variables are set. We are getting this message. So if you want to use these variables throughout the applications, wherever you want, you can use that. See, this is how we variable $_session of favorite color, $_session of favorite animal. If you run this example, we can see the favorite color is green and favorite animal is cat. Here we are assigning this, just we are trying to echo this session variables. If you want to see what are the session variables that are set, you just print _rf for this $session. So you can get all the variables that are assigned in the session. Here already you set your favorite color to some green color, but if you want to change that, you just assign this value $_session of favorite color is equal to yellow. Just if you assign that, and if you print that value will be modified, and you get wherever you use that favorite color,
ప్రెజెంటేషన్ అప్లోడ్ చేయడానికి ఏ వ్యూ అవుట్ చేయాలి కదా సార్, ఇంకా క్లాస్ అవ్వలేదు ఇది.
సిమిలర్లీ టు డిస్ట్రాయ్ ఎనీ
కింద మా దాంట్లో కూడా లేదు సార్, మీ దాంట్లో చేయమంటారా? సార్ లేరు, లాక్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయారు.
సెషన్ అండ్ అండర్ స్కోర్ అన్సెట్
లాక్ చేసుకుని బయటకు వెళ్ళిపోయారండి. తీసుకోనండి అది అయితే.
టు డిస్ట్రాయ్ ఆల్ ద సెషన్
ఇది క్లాస్ అయిపోయినట్టు అయిపోద్ది కదా, జస్ట్ 70 స్లైడ్స్ ఉన్నాయండి అంతే.
ఆర్ ద ఫంక్షన్స్ దట్ ఆర్ యూజ్డ్ టు డిస్ట్రాయ్.
అవునండి, సరే సార్. అంటే ఇవన్నీ పాస్వర్డ్లు గీస్వర్డ్లు ఇవన్నీ అడగాలనేసి ఇంకా ఇక్కడ వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నానండి. సరే సార్. పెన్డ్రైవ్ తీసుకున్నాను సార్.
How do you retrieve cookie name? See, here I have set this cookie name as user, cookie value as beyond DO, and set the time as some 330 days.
Okay.
So if $_ cookie of some cookie name, whatever the cookie name, $cookie name we are giving. So here we are just assigning the value echo cookie name, $cookie name is not set, else cookie name, $cookie name is set, echo cookie name value. Using this $_ cookie, you can check whether all the cookie variables are set or not.